Have you ever stood in front of a painting or a sculpture and thought, what am I supposed to be seeing here? Maybe it felt intimidating, like there was some secret language you didn't speak. Well, here's the good news. Art does have a language, but you already know more than you think. In this video, I want to show you two things. First, how to look at art, give you some basic tools that apply to almost anything you'll encounter in a work of art. And then second, I want to show you how different artistic movements from the Renaissance to modernism actually teach us to look at different works differently. Once you know the functional elements and the eras, you can walk into almost any gallery and feel pretty much at home. Let's start with the basics, the functional elements of art. Think of them like the ingredients in a recipe. Number one, subject. What's being shown? A portrait, a myth, a landscape? Well, even abstract art has a subject, even if it's just color and movement. Number two, composition. How is it arranged? Where does my eye go first? Is the balance symmetrical like Raphael's frescoes, or deliberately off-center like a Degas dancer caught mid-movement? Number three, line and shape. Lines guide you. Sharp, clear outlines suggest order and stability. Flowing, jagged, broken lines, well, that suggests energy or tension. Also look for soft curves or sharp angles. Number four, color and light. And this may be the most powerful tool. Warm colors, reds and oranges, those feel intense and passionate. Cool blues and greens calm things down. And light can be heavenly, like Caravaggio's beams from above, or diffuse and fleeting, like in Impressionists' works. Number five is texture. Is the surface smooth, or is it rough with thick brushstrokes like Van Gogh, where you can almost feel the hand of the artist? And then finally is context. Who made the art? Who paid for it? And what was happening historically at the time and place it was created? Context turns images into voices. Now, let's zoom out, because art doesn't stand still, it evolves. Each movement teaches us to see differently. Not only to see the art differently, but often to see the world differently. The Renaissance rediscovered classical Greek and Roman ideals, and it placed humans back at the center of understanding and expectation. Perspective, anatomy, proportion, balance, these were all tools used to say humans are rational, the human form is beautiful, and humans reflect the divine. Ideal of human form and potential. But the 1600s, they wanted something more than balance. They wanted drama. The Baroque age, especially in Catholic Europe, gave us art that was theatrical, emotional, persuasive. The message? Don't understand faith, feel it. Fast forward to the Enlightenment. Revolution is in the air, and artists look back to ancient Rome for civic virtue. This is the neoclassical era. Jacques-Louis David's Oath of the Horatii is disciplined, rational, and moral, duty above desire. Here, line is crisp, color restrained. Neoclassicism is about reason and order. It reflects the Enlightenment's faith in rational progress. Then comes the backlash. Romanticism said, reason alone can't capture life. Emotion, imagination, and the sublime take center stage. Turner paints storms that swallow ships whole. Delacroix's liberty leading the people is chaos and passion embodied. Romantic art is about awe, terror, and freedom, the messy truth of being human, especially human in the face of nature. Industrial modernity changes how we see. Artists like Monet and Renoir try to capture the fleeting, light on water, passing of a cloud, the bustle of city streets. Their loose brushwork asks you, the viewer, to supply the details with your own eyes. Impressionism reminds us that vision is not fixed. It's a moment in time. Finally, the 20th century shatters everything. Picasso's Guernica breaks figures into fragments because the world itself is fractured by war. Abstraction, surrealism, expressionism, all of them search for new ways to represent a world that no longer feels orderly. Modernism teaches us to look not for surface beauty, but for truth in experimentation, even truth in dissonance. So, how do we put this together? Again, looking at art has two parts. First, the functional tools, subject, composition, line, color, texture, context. These let you analyze and organize what you see. Second, the movements, the eras, Renaissance, Baroque, Neoclassicism, Romanticism, Impressionism, Modernism. These give you the lens, the cultural perspective that shapes why the artist worked the way that he or she did. Put them together, and you stop feeling like an outsider when you're looking at art. You start to feel like an interpreter, someone who can look at visual clues and listen across centuries. Art isn't just decoration. It's a conversation between the past and the present. It reflects the values of its time, and it challenges us in our time. So the next time you're standing in front of a painting, ask, what's the subject? How is this arranged? What choices did the artist make with line, color, and texture? Now, I always suggest that you look at the work first. Then read the information card, presumably next to it. What era does this belong to? What did that era want people to feel or believe? And then look back at the painting or the sculpture and put those two pieces together, the functional and the contextual. That's the key to looking at art. Not to try to decode it like a puzzle, but to join the conversation. What's a moment you can remember where you looked at some work of art and you didn't know what it was trying to tell you? How did you respond? Thanks for watching. Hey, you're watching Journeys Through History. I'm Greg, a professor who talks about history and cultural studies. If you like this kind of journey, like and subscribe to the channel. Join us for more Journeys Through History.